Some call Aerolacine a test track. To us, it's an amusement park. And when a car can handle the rides here, we give it a special
Thanksgiving Day, 1988.
German engineering.
Table set, waiting for the family.
Whether you work up a man-sized thirst or a man.
It's Thanksgiving, and Jody and I have decided to take a walk. Here she comes. We're waiting for the guests to arrive. And, oh, Jody, did you see the new deck, dear?
Oh, it's beautiful.
You like it?
Yes, he did a really fine job.
See if I can show that, the whole deck from this angle. It's the deck from the front, looking good. It's still got to be finished off.
What do you do
The bottom. Oh, the rotten wood. I've got plans for it. A clubhouse, a compost heap. Now, a lot of work has also been done on that lighthouse.
I wonder if they're going to rent the windmill.
Rent the windmill. They renovated it and they grass seeded it where that big pile of dirt was done, poured by Harry Culvert. There is now this whole grassway, as you can see, planted by Bob Dawes, in my little area here, over there by the dock.
Passed it.
I didn't pass it. There it is. Oh shoot, the battery.
Girls, John, they order for girls. Only a girl, if it's a boy, they'll send them back.
Cut it and it's toasted.
Not even here 5 minutes and already fixing things. Grandpa newly arrived from Atlantic City, checking it all out. Bunny in her usual position. Busy, busy, busy. And this is how we relate. Here comes Mr. Isaac. What you been doing, Isaac? Huh?
Playing with Millie.
Playing with Millie?
Jill, yes, okay. Good.
Let's look at his new pants.
Yeah, stand up and show us the pants, Isaac, please. They're beautiful.
Oh, God, are they?
Yes, she did make those, didn't she?
Oh!
All right, now let's get this straight. Mom didn't make these or did? Did not. Okay. But they still look very, very nice on you.
He's a fashion plate.
There's Walter in the background. And Jody busy at testing. Testing. And Erica is busy working her contribution. Chip off the old baker's daughter. Tells you short things about what's going on. And here comes the second tester. Testing. Dip it, Walter, dip it.
No, I'm on a diet.
Oh, okay. Here's our beautiful tray. Well,
Yes, I like
pretty
the
beautiful.
crust. It's really very nice. I like that.
Walter likes Erica's bread.
Put it in a big cast iron frying pan.
Where's the
Oven.
screw?
Bake it.
Hmm?
And it comes out, the crust gets hard.
Dad, you want to
It's
go to
baked
bed?
bread, Erica?
This is really good.
Erica, I want to taste some too, dear.
Here, I'll turn the big light on.
Got it to work?
Can you hear me crunching it? Oh, it's fabulous.
What kind of flour is it?
It's white, unbleached white, and whole wheat.
Let's take a look at it. Could you hold it up so we can see it, Erica?
Yeah.
Good. Gorgeous.
This is the other bread.
It looks like craters
This
on
was
the
baked
moon.
in a 10-inch pan.
Okay.
Fine, Erica.
It's for you.
Oh, thank you.
It's a picture of Stephanie.
Oh, really?
That's true.
Now hold it, dear.
Picture of Stephanie.
Oh,
Feeding the birds.
thank you. That's very nice.
Great camera, right?
I put it
Good camera. Matter of fact, I swear it's one of the best ones ever made. Like C7.
Oh, you got your camera too.
Oh, that's your camera. I looked at it.
I took some pictures of you today, Liam, with Joy. But Monday,
You did?
right off. I gotta go.
Well, this one, they live in Camilla. A friend of mine had the exact same camera. Took it to the camera store. Filmed like the camera store. The guy says, "It's so many cameras." So I've been trying to get one as well.
That time I got
So I apparently the guy's a camera store. He wants it.
Well, then they're, you know, that's a lot of people that really,
So get rid of that one there or mine. You get a small one.
Let's stay together when I get back here.
Yes. Oh, ignore me.
How many years since he was here? No, more than
This is the Thanksgiving turkey. It looks beautiful, Mom. I think you cooked it just right.
She put it in the bag.
I asked if it was a whole wheat. Is this a fresh turkey? A whole wheat turkey?
Yes.
Is
Nothing
it fresh?
but
Is it fresh?
right. It's a fresh one.
Oh, it is?
It's fresh from A&P.
I didn't know that.
Fresh turkey, no frozen.
Oh, you didn't
I
tell
always
me.
ask
Do you
the
cut
butcher.
Do you cut it against the grain?
Yes, again. First you take off the thighs, then you take off the wings, and then you carve the breast against crossways, Jody.
downstairs. It's cold.
It's on the floor. It's on the floor. Look on the floor.
Push one button, and it opens up the lens.
Boy, even your refrigerator's cleaning, Robin.
I know, we don't eat anymore. No more of this Jewish cooking.
Lollies, white bread, and hot dogs,
41.7.
Pepsi Cola.
And there ain't no preparation in that.
He puts his cigarettes in the freezer
Mine, they came in next to 70. Pull it out of
and
there.
his white bread outside.
Stuff out of that, or put it in there.
Don't linger too long on anyone first.
Okay, well here everybody is
Take
getting their
quick shots.
food. Okay, let's see.
Sorry.
Oh,
Let's
Jody,
see
come
what
take
food
the
is.
table.
Okay, where are we here? Okay.
Shut it off now.
Says I should sit down there, like,
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, what do we have to save this Thanksgiving of '88?
What we have to say is we're so happy we are all together again. Yes. And that this is, dinner is together and that it's working.
Okay,
So
now
would
we'll
you
see what
take
the
dinner,
food looks like.
Jody?
Okay.
Get it all. And I'll also point out who made what. Robin made the turkey and the gravy. Jody made the potatoes. Keep going, Chris. Keep going. This is au natural.
So you like, you know,
Simmus.
introduce it?
Simmus from
No, I
Bunny.
already got it all.
Stuffing from Bunny.
We're all set. See how nice the table's set? The table. And there's Walter and Grandpa ready to eat. Oh, the candles are lit. The children sit over there.
It's in
They're
the...
if
doing
I have
good.
this much room in heaven, I'll be happy.
Did you get it? Yeah.
You got feedback.
These are the 4 different kinds. I know, I think you'll like it. I really do. Whatever you get.
Here, Polly. You gave me one onion. That's really good.
Can you see yourself? It's too dark.
No, honey, only one.
Where can I get some light? This is candy sharing time. Everybody's got some of this delicious candy, but Honey wants to go right down to the last piece there.
And it sure is good candy.
Mercy, mercy.
Do you have your Reese's bread?
Sure.
I can use it as a paperweight.
And
No, it's really delicious.
what
I
else?
want to go get it.
Pretty nice. Is that the latest Philadelphia?
No, it's just, I've been doing it this way for a while.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, I just got done again.
Last summer.
$12 haircut.
Turn around. Let's see the back.
No point in
Turn
I
around.
need a shower though.
Okay. Looks good.
Mom, would you like another piece of chocolate?
Okay. Chocolate time.
Here you go.
No
Help
more.
yourself.
No more, thanks.
You're good tonight. Oh, you leaving?
No, I didn't.
Trees in front. This is the aftermath, the disaster after the catastrophe of Thanksgiving.
Some of the chocolate. I'll take yours.
Would you like to meet a chocolate pig? Here he is.
This kid has a sweet tooth.
Here he is. He knows exactly what good chocolate is all about.
Chris? Yeah.
I do.
Yum, yum.
I thought, is that good? Is it extra special good?
Auntie, in the books, don't you remember all the old books? They always call the old lady.
Sit down.
Okay.
All right, today is November 27th, 1988. We are in Saratoga at
You
the
were
home of...
named after my aunt brother, right?
Uh-huh.
She was a woman about, when she died around 70, maybe 80 years old, I don't know. She was a little frail woman. And she was the boss of the bakery. She managed everything in the shop. In fact, I have a picture in the book that you brought it to me. Remember, Robin, you brought it for the, what was the name?
Mary Anton's The Promised
Yeah, Mary
Land.
Anton, yeah.
Yes,
I wrote a book about Polotsk.
yes, that was your hometown.
And there was even the store that they used to sell the bakery goods in that.
There's a picture in there?
Yeah, right
I
there.
have that book in my house, Dad. I'll get it. Yeah, all right.
All right.
gotta see
Oh, me too.
And she got up one morning, Saturday morning, and everybody was sitting by the table, having cake and coffee, and they used to cook their coffee in the oven, the baker's oven, because on a Saturday you're not allowed to make fire. So the stove was always hot. They put a pot of coffee in the oven, and they took it out, and that's the coffee they used to drink on Saturday morning. Coffee and cake.
Hello, Daddy. Bye.
Our family was 7 boys and 3 daughters. Each one was about 6 foot tall.
6 foot tall.
Each one of them.
Dad, maybe that's exaggerated because you're so little.
That's right.
Or do you think it's true?
Maybe they weren't related.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Well, that's it, that's
You're
his
short,
perception.
I meant. That's your perception. Well, maybe you...
He could be.
All right, go ahead, Dad. I'm sorry.
The reason why they were tall because I was short. So anyway, she gets up one morning, she says that the cemetery was flooded.
Oh.
And all the dead bodies floated up right on the top of the graves. And one of the bodies that came up to the top was her father, her brother.
That was your
That was my
grandfather,
my
right.
grandfather.
That was your mother's father's
Yeah.
body that she dreamed
And we
came
went
up.
to the cemetery, to the morgue, to see the bodies. And one of the bodies was her brother. That was my grandfather.
You said that Barucha was your mother's father's
Sister.
brother's wife.
Barucha was his sister.
Was your mother's father's sister?
Barucha's the father, and Barucha was sister and brother. And
Barucha's father and your
my mother
mother.
was sister and brother. So he was dead. He came up on top of the water. And she said he wanted to see the children like me, and Betty went there to see him. So he waved his hand. He said he don't want to see us. In other words, he didn't say that, but he waved his hand. And he called her, whatever he was telling her, I don't know. I wasn't there. But anyway, she took sick that Saturday night. She got like a convulsion. And she was sick for about 8 days. That's what she wanted to be. 8 days to lay in bed. And she died like everybody else dies, a natural death. And she died in a certain month of the year which she wanted to die.
Which month was it? Passover?
Passover, when comes out Passover? February,
March or April?
Yeah. March or April, that's supposed to be a pious.
That's the
person.
same time that Mother died. The Holy Week when you don't have to sit Shiva.
Oh yeah.
Right, Mom died April.
Oh, she died the second day of Pesach. Because you kids were on the way to Russia, and you came back, and we had to keep her for 2 days on that kind of holiday. You
Right.
buried her 2 days later. That was March the 23rd and the 24th.
Of 1978.
78.
It was April.
So your Aunt Barucha, all right, so when she died, do you want to describe that, how she was dressed
She
and what
died
she
like
looked
an angel.
like?
The bed was made up here with white linens. Her head was covered up with a little kerchief tied up in the back of her head. Her cheeks were
When
just
was it like that?
like somebody painted the cheeks. I could still see her. She was a little bit of a thing, frail, very frail. And she died the way she wanted to die, that's all. What else can I tell you?
Grandpa, I'm still not sure how she was related to you.
I tell you that my mother's, her aunt, that was her aunt, she called her aunt.
Yes.
And this fellow that came up on the graves on the water, that was her brother. That was another
And
one.
how are you related to Barucha?
Oh, my
Your
name-
mother's what?
That's her aunt.
Her aunt.
That
But
was
how?
her aunt.
Your
so-
mother's father's sister or your mother's mother's sister?
Oh.
Mother's. Now you get me all mixed up. That fellow that died that came up on top of the grave, that was a brother to Baruch.
Right.
That
But I'm
was
not,
her brother.
yeah, but I don't care about him. I want to know how you are related to them.
That
How
man
am
was-
I? But if he's my mother's brother, that's an uncle to me, isn't
Who's the man that in the dream that came up
he? Yeah,
was your mother's brother?
that's right.
No, it was her mother's father. His mother's father
Your
that came up.
mother's father was that
Was
woman's
came up from the cemetery.
brother? Your mother's
Our
father?
mother's father.
Your mother's father.
And it was also the brother of
Of the brother.
Barucha. That's what Dad is saying.
Alright, okay, that's just
Now it makes
So
sense
she's
if
an
Dad.
aunt. Wouldn't she be an aunt to me?
Yeah, that would make her
If that was
your great aunt. It was your mother's aunt. It was the same as Erica would be to Bunny. Like Bunny would be Barucha, and Erica would be your Belarucha, your mother.
So now,
That's the relationship.
what you could do now, shut that thing up.
The
the woman was your
relative.
relative. Your uncle was not your blood uncle.
That's right.
Alright,
That she
I'm
was
okay, starting now.
her aunt was on my mother's side.
Right.
All right.
Let's talk this.
Well, where was your father's side?
Bunny.
Yeah, let's hear.
All right, now tell us the name of Dad's father was what? Morris Langboard. And the uncle was Joseph
No, he doesn't know. The uncle was Orlowski.
Orlowski. And the father of Morris Langboard,
Yussel David.
Yassel
Joseph David.
David, Joseph David, must have been Langboard. And they all lived in Russia. And we can't go back any farther than that, right?
Grandpa, do you
Will
know
you
this?
please
That's
stop
the
me
way
again?
it seems.
Come here, sit down in this chair because it's comfortable. Sit down there. Sit down and get comfortable. I want to ask you something else.
Yeah.
I want to ask you something else.
How I was born.
I want to ask you where Langboard came from. Sit down.
I don't know. That's something that I really don't know.
Okay. Well, what about your father? Where was his family? Sit down.
Who was in my father's family?
I don't know.
My father had one brother,
What was his name?
Zelik.
Zelik.
and
In
his
English, how would
sisters-
you say Zelik? What was
Jack.
George, they called him George.
They called him Jack.
George?
Oh, Jack, George. He had one sister that was you know
Becky.
Becky?
Becky?
I remember her as plain as day.
Yeah.
Me
She was
too.
a very swanky looking lady.
Yeah.
Very pretty.
She was divorced from her husband.
Sam
She
Zarnitsky
met
was her
Sam
friend.
Zalitsky was her husband, second.
So,
Zellick.
And so my grandfather had two sisters, Heike. Well, Heike and Becky, they were two sisters.
Uh-huh.
But Haiku, I never saw.
Never met her.
Oh, you never met yours?
Was she in this country?
No, she died by the Nazis.
is
Oh,
that the
really,
one they
Dad?
shot in the trench? You said she was running across the trench and she was very
No,
tall?
no, that was a different story. That was granddaughter to my mother's aunt.
Oh.
That's her granddaughter. She was tall. She was going to school, and she was coming across the trenches, and the Polish was on one side, we were on the Russian side, but they were in a monastery, one of the churches and steeples, and when they saw her coming too,
You shot her in the
shot
head.
her.
Oh, they shot Baruch's
Granddaughter.
granddaughter.
Tell the story about the Polish coming over in boats.
Oh yeah.
Tell that story.
That was Easter time, Easter time, right? They were on the other side of the river, the Dwina River. There was a big steeple. Each churches had steeples in the river, with the ringed bells and so on. It's really high up. And the forts were on that side of the steeple. We were on the Russian side. And somehow or another, they communicated with the Russian army soldiers that they want to come over and talk to them, and they were going to declare peace, among them.
The Polish said that to the
Polish,
Russians.
yeah. So the Russians let them come over the boat, and they come across, and the whole town on the Russian side was so happy to see that they're going to make peace. So they all came to the water, and they were talking and talking and talking. I don't know how long they talked. And then they said they got to go back. So the Polish people went into the boat, and as they came across the river, between the river, halfways, they took a handkerchief out and waved to the soldiers on the other side. And up there they heard the bullets and the machine guns and everything, and they
Open fire.
opened fire on everybody. A lot of people got killed that day.
On everyone in the village, right? They just shot at everybody.
Not everybody, they didn't kill everybody, but they killed a lot of people.
So it was the Poles who killed the
Poles killed
Russians.
the Russians.
And what year do you think that was?
Well,
How old were
it
you?
was in I don't know what time, it's 1910, 1911, 1912.
How old? When were you born? What year?
I was born 1907. I was,
So you're
more
about
than, I
5?
was more than 7 years old. I must have been, I'd say, 12 or 13 years old.
So it was 1920.
Huh?
It was 1920.
It's more than some.
Grandpa,
was-
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Erica.
How wide was that river?
Oh, Twin River was big, very big. That comes in from Vitebsk. The Twin River comes into the Black Sea, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what sea it comes in, but that Twin River comes. It starts from a little stream where it begins, and it spreads out and goes miles and miles and miles. The Twin River is big.
So, Grandpa, where did your father's family live? Well, what was the name of the town that you were living in there?
Disney,
Disney. And where was your father's family?
in Disney.
Oh, they were also in Disney. So
Yeah.
why were you living with your mother's aunt?
And one time, at times I lived with my mother's aunt, at times I stayed with his mother,
And what was she like? With your grandmother?
grandmother.
What
yeah.
was she like?
She was a good old woman.
Yeah, I'll sit up and did your mother and your father's mother get along?
As a mother, as a daughter, as a... I guess they got along pretty good, as far as I know.
Did your father's family have enough money to take care of you and your sister and your mother?
No, my mother always supported herself. She worked in the bakery. She always had income of some kind.
Well, wait a minute, who lived in Politz? Was the bakery in Politz?
Yeah.
Oh, so that was the town where Barucha
her
lived.
aunt was
Her aunt lived in
raised-
Politz.
She was raised by her aunt.
And you were staying in
Sometimes in Politz, sometimes you stayed in Disney.
and how far were they from each other?
About 35, 40 miles away, I would say.
How'd you travel?
Well, by horse, no way. Then there used to be a boat. But we traveled by horse, no way mostly.
So when your father met your mother, she was working for your aunt.
In the same bakery where my mother lived.
So when they got married, didn't he take her out of there? What happened when they
They
got
worked
married?
together in the baker shop.
Oh, he worked in the bakery
He
too.
went through them. That's how they met.
Oh, okay.
Probably it was an arranged marriage. Do you think so, Dad?
Well, probably
It wasn't a
so.
love match, was it?
Did
They
they
fell
love
in
each
love?
other?
Huh?
Did they love each other?
No.
Well, I don't know what you call love for those days. But my father was here in this country about 2-3 times. Up and back, up and back.
So where did he get the money to come over here?
Yeah.
Well, when he made money to come over, he came over and he took us to America.
He took who? He took you.
Yeah.
He didn't take his wife and
Yeah, he took her.
He
my
took
mother.
everybody?
Not the
He-
first time, Dad. He
first-
came over a couple of times.
A couple of times, but the last time he took us over in 1925.
And didn't you come over before?
No.
You
We all came
waited?
in 1925 or
Okay.
26.
You all came over together?
All together. He came up from Danzig, called Gdansk. Now you hear that now on television, on the radio with a Polish fella.
Oh, a left with Walance.
Yeah, Walesa.
Yeah, right.
Gdansk.
Lech Walesa.
Left.
Les,
Lech.
yeah.
Left.
Whatever.
Les Walesa, yeah. Came from Gdansk.
That's where you left from.
Yeah, he came here.
Alright, now,
On this
my funny
steamship.
story
On
is
this steamship,
Estonia.
Estonia.
me
What?
Estonia is a little country.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and thank you.
You came on the Estonia?
Yeah.
My Albany is a friend.
I know Estonia
And
is a
my
very small
me
country.
and mommy
Yes.
are
Yes.
good and my daddy is
I know
much
some
more
people.
good on me.
All this
And the
country is
funny-
small
Okay,
countries,
you
but,
wait. I'll get you later. You wait. Okay?
They couldn't take them over. You know there was a regime.
You had to
They
have a
don't let
sponsor.
everybody out when you wanted them.
You had to have a
Why don't they
sponsor.
let the Jews out from Russia? Why?
It's different now.
Because according to my son-in-law Yen, the Jews are the only ones in Russia that's got any brains. They just don't want them to leave.
And they had brains.
They have the jobs.
They had brains. They wouldn't be there.
Well,
Now,
No, that's what the
what do you
Russians
want
say.
now with that damn thing?
Wait a minute. The Russians say they don't want the Jews out because they've educated the Jews and they've invested a lot of
They know
money in
too
the
much
Jews, so they
and
don't want to let
know
them
too
out.
much about
But
them.
I want to say something, Dad, about your mother. She was saving her money to make her own passage with you
Yeah, we
children.
saved about 40,000 rubles in Kerensky, the money.
Yeah.
And
went
Kerensky died, got killed, and the money
Inflation.
went with him. So the
uh,
money was not good. They had Russian rubles, and it was not good. Russian rubles wasn't so bad.
So
They
your
had
mom was gonna,
Polish zlotys, that was not good.
No, your mother lent it.
Oh,
Now the story.
yeah, now the story, this I'll tell you, don't bother. My mother had 50 rubles, and we get the papers ready to go back to the United States. She was going to use the money to go back to the United States. So she loaned the money to my uncle.
Oh.
That's on my grandfather's side.
the rich uncle or a different side?
He was an uncle in business. He used to make, he needed the money, he had a factory that he was making matzahs, you know.
Was it your mother's brother or your father's brother?
That was my grandfather's brother.
my grandfather.
Your mother's father? Your maternal grandfather
No,
or your
must have been
paternal
Her
grandfather?
father's brother.
Your
My-
father's father?
My father's... My grandfather's brother.
Which grandfather? You have two
I had-
grandfathers.
Not the one in Poles, the one in Disney. That was in
On his father's
So
side.
your father's side.
on father's side.
Okay.
So she loaned the money to his brother.
Yes.
And he said whenever she's ready to go to America,
He'll give it back.
we'll give her the money back. We got the papers, we got her to visit, to go back, and that was just before the First World War started. I
Yeah.
would have been here, and when I was a kid, we were about 10, 11 years old. The war started. We needed the money, and he didn't have the money, and we were left over there for about, from 1916, 17 to about 25. It went all during the war.
9
On
years.
account of 50
9
lousy,
years.
the 50 lousy rubles that she loaned. She didn't, that's the only kind of money she would have to go
So
back.
is that what your father's family was like?
All right, he didn't have the money.
He lost it, Erica,
Well, how did he lose it?
in business.
I don't know.
Why did she give it to him?
Why did she give it to
She was a
him?
good-hearted
She was,
woman.
she probably promised her interest in the money, so she loaned it to him.
Well, your mother had an awful life, didn't she?
Sure, we had a hard time. We had on the First World War, we could have been here.
So where was your father? Why did he keep going back and forth all the time?
He was, when he had to go, you see, my father came already after us in 1925. I'm talking about 1916, 17.
Well, where was he in 1916, 17?
Over here.
So he stayed
And
here
he's-
for 10 years.
He
before
sent the money for us to come over, right?
Uh-huh,
We didn't have the money to come back with,
uh-huh.
so we were left over on account of war. We stayed there. 7, 8 years, whatever it was. But we could have been here
Yes,
in
10 years before.
1907 before.
But Daddy,
On a-
he was making money all those years. Pop was making money
He
here
made money, but he used to send us money even during
to
the war.
live, probably.
If he sent out $25, we probably got $10 there. But was during the war, he couldn't do nothing about it. His intentions were good.
I
We
can't
were supposed to
imagine
have the
leaving your
money.
family behind
You were
and
supposed to
going
have the
away for
money
10
to
years.
go back. We didn't have it. If
So,
you don't have the money, you can buy the tickets and go.
so what happened when you finally came over here? How did you finally get over here?
I got here in 1926. I got in New York.
How? Where'd you
Brooklyn.
get the money from?
When he came after us, he brought money.
So he came back to this, to
In
Russia?
1925, he was here. He
But
came
there's
with
some more
money,
crackers out.
and he took us back.
Excuse
We
me.
all,
So he came to get you.
yeah, all came
Yeah.
together.
But there was another dramatic story about your mother and Betty, Aunt Betty, having to
Oh,
run
they
away through
escaped
the woods. What
From
was that?
Russia to Poland. They had to sneak across the border.
From which town to which town?
From Disney, from Polotsk to Disney. They had a guy that just took them across, and he just during the night they had to travel
From Poland to Russia.
from Russia to
From
Poland.
Russia to Poland. Disney was in
And
Poland.
he took, we were already on the Polish side. And he took them across to pay the guide. It wasn't only them alone, they must have had a couple other people that he took across. They used to make a living there.
Uh-huh.
No!
They were
They
in
were in
Poland.
Polish and
and
they
they
had
went
to
to
come to
Disney.
Disney. in order to-
So who went to Disney? Was it also your supposed aunt's family?
I
Also?
wasn't Disney at that time, but my mother was and Betty was on the Russian side.
So who were you with in Disney? Your father's family?
Yeah, father's family.
So tell the story about they paid a guy to take them in the night,
Yeah.
but that guy deserted them because Betty told me that.
No, he took him up to a certain point and he says, now from here on, you go yourself. And that's how it was.
And they were lost and left
They came in, but
alone.
luckily they were on the Polish side. They could have been on the other side.
They came to a river or some point where there were two
I
guard
mean,
houses.
luckily they were on the Russian side. You said they wanted
Yeah.
to go into Russia, so luckily they were on the
On
Russian
the Polish side.
They wanted to go to.
But he told them to go. He's right.
side. Yes. He told
He
them.
went into Russian territory.
Right.
Not Polish.
Right.
They were out of Polish.
So luckily they were on the Russian side, you said.
I thought you said they were in Russia, in Polotsk, and they wanted to get to
They
Disney.
were in Polish on
Vince.
the Russian side, and they had to come to Disney on the Polish side.
But so what's lucky then about going back to the Russian side?
Because they, going back to the Polish side,
They wanted to go to the Polish side.
from Russia to Poland. And that's where the guy was supposed to take him, on That's
And he left them, but he did bring them into
Yeah,
Poland,
brought
but
into-
not all the way to
not
Disney.
all the way.
Okay.
But after all, he was afraid he'd gonna get shot himself.
Well, they're lucky that he did that. Some of those guys used to bring them right to the
Some of the guys,
enemy army camps.
some of the guys, you know what they used to do? They take them down. They used to kill them and bury
Right.
themselves
That's
on the
right.
side.
That's right.
Oh, God.
I saw a movie about
It's
that.
so incredible. You can hardly believe all of the things that you hear, what people have to go through just to be able to live.
So, Grandpa, what happened when they came to Disney? They
Well,
finally
see,
got
we
there.
stayed there for a couple of years. We had to go to Warsaw to get papers, to get a visa.
Okay, I let it go now, that's enough.
But,
So you were living with your grandparents at that time?
yeah, with on my father's side.
And how was your mother? Was she happier there?
She was never happy. Well, anyway, my father came and brought us over here, and here I am talking.
Did your mother and father stay together when you came back
Careful.
to this country?
Isaac, look at me, look at me.
Lived in the
They
same
lived
house?
in-
One hand, my hand.
We lived in Red Bank, New Jersey.
So don't push me.
I lived in Woodbine, New Jersey. I lived in Reading, Pennsylvania. But you were born in. You were born in. But what else can I tell you about story of my life? What do you say? What do you think?
Isaac likes to be photographed.
Oh,
All
family
right.
has to be
So, Grandpa, how long did your mom and father then live together before one of them died? How long did they live?
Well, my father died. My mother died in My father died in 1943. He died when Roosevelt died.
What about your mom?
And she died in 1951.
Oh, so she lived
By
10
8
years.
years.
8 years. Did she? How was the last part of her life? Was she at peace with herself finally, or what? I mean, she finally.
She lived a life. She was like a widow. I used to come and see my mother quite often. I'll never forget. We used to have the ice boxes, the old ice boxes, and I surprised my mother at home. I bought electric. I paid $100. I bought it from Freehold. I paid the guy $25. No, $10 for taking from Woodbine, from Freehold to Woodbine, about 90 miles. I traded over that box, a new electric box.
Dad, how old was she when she died?
In the 70s, I guess.
Are you sure?
I'm approximately, like, she was in the 70s. My father died in the 60s.
Dad, I know you don't like to talk about it.
No,
Right.
what?
I wanna
you know
hear-
Did you know your father's girlfriend?
Yeah, I see her now one time, yeah.
What was she like?
Oh, she was a Miss America. What was she like?
What was she like? Why did he love her?
Was
Was she nice to you?
I know her from far away. There were two sisters, two old maids, I guess. So he got acquainted with the one to watch. So what, he slept with her one night or 2 nights, so
Well,
whatever.
she must have been a friend of his. He only saw her one time, or did he have?
I know the family, I heard about it, but I never knew.
Where did they live?
They lived in the same town,
What town?
in Disney.
Oh, you're talking
Oh.
about Europe. We're
We
talking
thought
about
it
the
was
United
here.
States, we thought.
Oh, no.
Well, he was a young man when he came
He
to this
had no
country.
girlfriend in here. I'm talking about when he came to Europe and
Oh,
must have got acquainted with her. But not in the States, not in here, not in this country.
Well, wait a minute. What year did he have the girlfriend?
well, he said over there in Europe.
In
Yeah,
the
but he
20s, 24, 25. Girlfriend, yeah. He probably went out with girlfriends nowadays. Probably not saw one time or 2 times.
So your mother must have known too.
Yeah, she heard about it.
So was that the end of that?
That was the end of it. We came here and that was the end of it.
Sure, that was probably nothing.
You want to say that again?
Now you want to interpret it now?
What did you say, Abby?
I don't
Ruth,
want to say anything
say it.
about it. I don't know
You
anything.
might
It was
be
probably
trying to
nothing, but I
name,
thought it was.
Please.
No, no, it's not anything. I thought it was America.
I did too.
Because that's why were they separated so long, Dad?
You know, why
Well,
did
he was here in this country for a long time. This girl lived in
Yeah. Oh, she lived
in
there.
Houston. She was not in America. I don't know what happened here in America.
Maybe that's the person that he loved, but that
He
wasn't the
loved.
arranged marriage.
I'm the filmer
Wow.
of this.
You never know that one.
So what about Betty? Were you close with Betty when you were growing up?
How about Uncle Ruby? We haven't had
Oh
one
yeah, that's right.
word
What?
about your brother.
Yeah.
My brother really was a runner.
Was he with you when
Ah.
you were a child,
So
raised up together?
Traitas.
When you were two young boys,
Yeah.
were you playmates? In other words, did you like Erica and
I never
Jody
got
fighting
along.
and playing together when you were
We went in
children?
business together and
No, no,
we-
no. I'm talking about your childhood.
When you were young.
Young, you know,
Kids.
young, like
When I
Isaac.
was young, I was in Europe. I had no shoes or nothing. What are we talking about when I was young? I'm talking
Well,
about
wasn't he there with you?
Yes, he was.
So?
So why don't we hear something about him?
I'll tell what you do. I'll give you the telephone number. Call him.
Grandpa, do you have a great hatred for him?
Oh,
No.
No, I don't think he
yeah.
does.
Reason why he hated
don't
himself
think
more
it-
than he hated me.
I know he hurt you by cheating you. When
Not cheating you. He wasn't taking care of business.
he wasn't responsible.
That's right.
Right, I know, but when you were young, didn't you have any? I mean, he lived in the same house with you, didn't he?
I don't really remember. We lived in the same, but
You don't remember him?
I don't have enough fights. I'm talking about.
Was
when
he older than you?
He was about 18 months younger than I.
Oh, so you were very close
Like
in
you
age.
and your
Like Jody and
sister.
I are that far apart. But I always remember her being with me when I was a kid. We were always together. Weren't you and your
Well, I
brother?
can't remember so much about. I know one thing. When he had to go to a cheder, he didn't want to go. You know what a cheder is?
Yes.
In fact, one time the rabbi came up to him to take him to a cheder, and there was a big ditch down
All right,
there.
go ahead. I'll be in in a minute. Yeah, start. You start.
He didn't like to do anything. He was mischievous. He was.
Was he like your father?
Well,
Oh, that's an interesting question. Your father was a big risk
Yes.
taker because he had the courage to go to America, and not only did he go to America, he came back, and then he went back, and he went back and forth like a rich person. He took a lot of risks.
He was a pioneer.
Yes, he lived kind of a
He had a
risky
baker
life.
shop right here in up New York
I
State.
don't like it,
and,
do I?
little town.
Yes, you told me it was in Westchester County someplace.
I was up here. He was
Not up this
old there.
far.
Yeah, he was a businessman.
He owned he would buy and sell bakeries.
That's right. You know,
He
it
was
takes a lot of courage to go from one place
He
to
was an
another.
entrepreneur.
One place to another,
You
a
go,
new
Al.
a
You
new
go. Start.
territory.
And snap your pens.
I'm really impressed
But
with
Grandpa,
him.
I want to know, do you think, now that you look back on it, that your brother Ruby took after your father? That they were similar in personality and
He
character?
had no responsibility. He had
But your father took responsibility?
mine is good times, cars, and if he stayed there, he had to go out every day to sell bread. He would take a week off and go to New York there. And every 6 months he had a new car.
Wow, well, where did he get his money from?
I know he traded. I don't know how he got it, but I know he got a new car every 6 months.
Was he your father's favorite?
No, not really. I was the one that stuck in that door.
Who was your
I could
mother's?
have gone in business. I didn't have to be in the baker business. I had the opportunity to go in second-hand furniture, new furniture. The man was after me. He knew about the business. All he wanted me is to give him the money. Then I had a business to go in with Sam Zagatsky. He was a lawyer. He told me, if you want, to open up a building alone. That's all right.
A savings bank.
Yeah.
Right.
I said, what can I do? I don't speak the language. I don't speak anything. He says,
Yeah,
don't
she-
worry about it, he'll tell you what to do. All you have to do, go out, somebody wants to make a loan to appraise and see if it's going to have some money to give it to him.
He's telling this is an important story because these are two pivotal events in his. These were potentially pivotal events in his
I
life.
didn't have to be in the
And
record
Grandpa
business.
thinks maybe
Was-
he should have
could
made
you
a
sit
different
up?
decision.
Sit up.
After
He
going to business, 3 o'clock in the morning and got to work, I could have been a businessman.
He could have been a president of a bank, or he could have been a partner in one of the biggest biggest furniture store in New
They
Jersey.
have the Field Furniture Shop. I think that's his son is in the business now. He's got about 4 or 5 stores up in Central Jersey. Quite a bit new, old stuff, and then we buy new stuff and put in the furniture. That's how it sounds business.
Right.
And I said, no, I couldn't leave my father and mother alone in the business. But I walked out and I started something else. My father was probably, he would find a way of starting the business without me.
But how old were you then, Dad? In your 30s,
I
you
was
think?
married already.
So you think you were in, how old? Do you think you were in your 20s or
3-year-old already. We had, I was married to your mother.
how old were you?
In the 20s,
So you were very young. 25 you were? And they wanted
I was
you
married
to...
to 21, 22. And that was already a couple of years later, so it was 24, 25.
Were you close with your father?
Well, I think so.
Uncle Wendy. I wanted to ask you some questions about Grandma too. Maybe Bunny forgot.
Back and you're gonna record to fall.
All right, this is a interview with Isaac Anderson. Isaac
That when I was
Anderson.
little,
When you were little. How old are you, first of all?
I'm 4 years old.
And your birthday was what date?
November 10.
November 10.
All right, so you're about 4 years old plus about a month. No.
Today is the
17
17
days, maybe.
yeah, that's right.
So he's
17 days.
What school are you going to?
He's 4 years old for 17 days now.
Ask
You
him what's...
know, I said I'm a warlord.
Right.
What?
Emma Willard.
Oh.
And what class are you in?
The middle.
No. How old are the children in your grade? They're
They
all.
testify a little.
Oh, who's Tess?
Tess is a funny guy.
Tess is a funny guy. Isn't she
Okay.
a girl?
Mm-hmm.
Is she a friend of yours? And what do you do with Tess?
Nothing. I play rough. Because you're rough with me and I play rough with you.
Mm-hmm. That's great. So what else is in your life that's important?
Who takes you to school?
11 people in my class.
Mm-hmm.
11.
Is that a lot?
No.
Well, what do you do in that classroom that's the most fun?
I don't know.
Well, what do you do when you go to school?
Probably,
It's kind of hard to get interviewed. You need a banana.
Wait a minute, maybe could
Give
you...
me the banana.
could
you
you-
answer the questions, okay? Just sit there and look above and answer the questions, okay? So what do you do in school?
I just play and play block and they tell me what to do and I don't know.
Do you enjoy it?
Mm-hmm.
What about... Okay, what?
They don't really play school. They just pretend school.
And how about...
But the teacher upstairs do more class than 4 years olds. Lord, I don't study the Lord days on the probably all these children are the 6 years olds.
Okay.
They go on a very roof.
Now, do you learn any songs at school? Could you sing one song that you have learned?
And play Twinkle Twinkle.
All right.
That's only the song we play.
Well, let's hear the words to that one.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. A bubble with a star, then I know you how you go. And it's another one.
Okay, go ahead.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I know the window. Then I see your skull and I talk, then I know what you want nighttime. Then I know you in nighttime. Then I don't see you and then I do this.
All right. Start. This is from Mary Poppins. All right, go ahead, dear.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. If you say it loud enough, you always sound closer. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Hum-diddle-dum-diddle, hum-diddle-lie, hum-diddle-dum, hum-diddle-lie, hum-diddle-dum, hum-diddle-lie.
He traveled all around the world and everywhere he went. There goes a clever jet. And la 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 the biggest word you ever heard, and this is how it goes. Woo!
If you say loud enough, you always sound closer. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Very nice. Okay. Isaac, who is your special visitor today with us? Who came up to visit us for the week?
Albany.
Who came to visit us?
Papa.
And are you happy to see him?
No.
What? That's not what you told me.
Did you have to ask it? That's right. If you're not
Isaac,
happy,
it's terrible. No.
that's all right.
Grandpa's going home tomorrow
Why?
because tomorrow is the day he goes back on Tuesday. November 27th, he won't be with us anymore, but he will spend the night with us tonight. Right, Grandpa?
Right.
You're going to sleep at our
Listen,
house?
did you pay the...
Yes, everything's taken care of.
I don't give you the money.
No, you already, it's all taken care of. It's all taken care of.
I know, but I want to give
Turn
you
that
the money.
thing off.
We'll put it on your shirt.
There's Jake's hat right there. Okay, here you go, buddy. Where, is this his? Yep. Now I don't want to sit. It's very hard. Here, buddy. This is Jake.
A party hat.
Okay, just a minute.
Mama, to tell you how I made it.
Rachel, come on over here. Okay, now you want to tell us what you did. What you did. What did you do? Show it to us.
Say it again. Tada?
I think she's
Tada.
Kata. C-A-R-A. It's a bulldog.
C-A-R-A? Oh, Cara?
It's a golden. Kara.
I can't do this at all.
It's too hard.
Can I call you Cara? Would you like an orange one?
I told you this.
If you can't do this, those are wild too. Instead of
Jody, what are they doing?
Well, we're making little hats for the kids. And then we're going to march around the house. They're going to wave their balloons and wear their hats. We have a little parade.
Okay, that's a great idea.
This must be...
There it goes. Accident. I'll tell you when. Go. Aren't you afraid you'll get stuck there?
Yeah, he hit that dog.
Okay.
Hi, how's your dog?
You got an ugly face for me? Oh, that's good and ugly.
Another one for you. Another one for you. Jane, does somebody need a balloon that's marching? I got this one. No. Rachel really wants one. Oh, well, Rachel. They're really hard to blow. Hold hands. Hold hands.
Let's step.
Becky, come over here and hold their hands. Come on.
Now this is the grand finale, which is getting together slowly, slowly, as the little kitties get to hold hands. And everybody's having a wonderful time. Sort of.
Walk. March. 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 Okay, stop.
Okay, stop.
Good. Okay.
Stop, Lady Bob.
Now.
Can I
Play duck, duck, goose. All right.
Ready? Duck, goose.
Watch out. Take the same person in a row. That way we can go.
Jason's doing it.
Becky, choose somebody else.
Felony.
Don't ask me. Goose. Goose, go around. Come on.
She got you.
Becky, get in the pot.
Get in the pot.
We're gonna light. Okay. All right, everybody, quiet. Quiet. We're gonna light the candles, and we're gonna sing happy. Be quiet, please. We're gonna light the candles, then we're gonna sing happy birthday to Jake. And if anyone knows sign language, they can sing with their hands.
Can you be quiet? My candles and one extra one, which is
Ready? Ready?
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jay. Happy birthday to you.
No, but Terry.
Again. Again. Okay.
Right there, Jody's got it.
No.
Let me start pouring.
Can I?
Yes, half is full.
Who we pass the 3 on to next?
Here,
Don't get the
let me
cake.
take hand.
Okay, get the cake. Do you like that one?
Oh, marvelous cake, Jody. Marvelous. Before it's demolished by these wonderful little kitties that are here and their mommies. While the party's on. Lowell is having his own party. He doesn't need the group. Coming out? And what's going on here? What's going on here, Sheldon? That's it. And so goes the way of the world.
Where is it? And then there's more. Jane, could you put that to Bridget? What kind of cake? This is it. Honey cake or white cake? Which one? Carter, what do you want? Honey cake or white cake?
Go. I forgot to have it going. Go. That's great. That's great, Aaron.
Okay, I'll
Okay.
get forks.
You can stop now, Aaron. Stop.
Look at Jake.
Very good. Yes.
That was for Ben.
Jake's right up.
Don't you need the forks? Do you need the forks?
I know, I saw
Don't need the forks.
it.
You got an extra one?
Don't need the forks.
Sheldon, can I hold you?
He's a little busy. Hi. Hi. Hi.
Brandon, was this his cake upside down? This is honey cake.
Start.
This is a 50-finger cake.
Yes.
My 10 fingers plus 40 fingers under the age of 8, all fingering the flour, the cake, the honey, the molasses, the cinnamon, the nutmeg, and it should be pretty interesting.
It's very good.
Don't get me.
Sit off there, off.
Now, then two.
My mother gave him this.
They opened up that
Hannah, sit down. An Avon little battery car.
The car, the battery car. Okay.
So where's the extra battery?
Oh, I'm sorry, you okay? Did I get you in the eye? I know, I got your
That's
senses.
okay.
He loves that shirt and everything.
Light. Don't you put the light on so we get some better pictures?
Let there be light. Oh, shark. Wow.
Hey, Jody. Jody, if you could look over there.
Stop twisting. Kelly,
Check the old car. See if that book is in there. I thought I brought it in the house.
looks like land
Up with the lifestyle of the rich and famous.
That's what I figured. That's our, now we don't have a TV set, that's our evening activity.
Yeah, really. I'm in there till their skin is blue, you know.
They look like little prunes. Ooh, how pretty.
Let's see it, Jody. Let's see the card.
That's from Stacy.
Oh, wow.
That's
what a
gorgeous.
nice little horse.
She made this for us. Sit down. That's really nice. How neat she works.
That's beautiful.
Ooh, a shirt. That's really nice. Oh, Brenda, thank you.
That's your, ooh.
If he's like my son, he needs shirts.
Yes, he can always wear shirts. You like that?
Oh,
That's
my kids'
from
shirts.
Aaron.
You know, I like that one so much, Jody. I really like those.
Thank you.
You guys come in to spot that.
I
You gave Jay clay? No, not yet.
I knew she
She couldn't wait to tell him. Hi, how are you?
Back already.
Well, I did something.
You want to bring it off?
Here, Jody. Hi, fat cat. Already.
I know. Wait a minute. That's from Ben. From Ben.
Ah.
There you go. There you go.
Town minifigures.
There you go. There you go.
Little people to play with. Legoland. You have that? You like it? You have many? These are cute. I think we can start a collection.
Which is, I mean, they're really little.
This
Ben
is
has
great
one
to
that he
see.
really likes.
You
It's great for taking along because they're so little. You can.
That's a good idea. We won't open that right now. Thank you.
That's hard to find just the men, too. It is, it's just hard to find the little guys. I haven't seen the little guys.
He just has a little one little guy.
And we had,
Who's that from?
they show more than 5 men, they show six people. It's supposed to, I don't know if there's a woman in here or what, the hair's in here.
Oh, maybe there are 6.
Yeah, there's like, Red
I'm
Cross.
sure that there are that many.
Nice puzzle. Cute.
Oh, I love those puzzles. That's good. That's just right for him. What's that, plasticine?
Not go on the rug, only in the water.
Blanket from Bubba. Look. Soft for you for your bed. This is a nice down comforter.
As if he likes it.
Oh, he will when he's cold at night.
Yeah, because we keep this house cool.
Stacy's got one, and she's never cold. She's always sweating.
Jake. Jake.
You know,
Not terribly interesting,
Jody,
but
they have covers for these.
Beautiful. This is
They're a little. Can you wash this one? It's already.
I washed it and I covered it.
You can take it off.
Yeah.
Mom, this is
Oh,
nice.
okay, that is
Ooh, I like
it's
it.
very nice.
Okay, you're on now.
Okay, this is my present for you, Jacob. This is for you. For you. This is, hey, Jody. Me, not the blanket. This is to sleep with.
Not on the rug or the floor.
Okay? You kiss Bubba. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Stand by. Start, stop. I don't know what I'm doing. It says record. Am I recording? I'm recording. My God. Oh, no, hey. I'll zoom up there. Okay. I can't turn this thing off. How do I turn it off? Stop. I did press it. It's on record.
No, press the red button.
Aaron went outside looking for you to carry, but you know I don't know how much he'll take.
My brother,
He went okay.
Thanks for coming. Bye, Daisy.
now he's currently coming out any day now.
Sheldon, I told him not to take him.
What's his name?
Bye-bye. Nice meeting you.
Bye-bye.
He'll be
Okay.
There's Jake.
Well, it's a battery. We got on a battery here. We're on battery. Here he goes.